Let me put something in front of you that's going to sound abstract for about 10 seconds, and then it's going to click. And once it clicks, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Every time you have a thought with real feeling behind it, real fear, real desire, real obsession, you ain't just thinking, you're building, you're constructing a thing right then in real time out of mental and emotional material. And that thing don't just evaporate the second you stop paying attention to it. Sometimes it sticks around, sometimes it grows, and sometimes if enough people build the same thing, it gets strong enough to start acting like it's got a will of its own. That's a thought form. And when enough people feed the same thought form long enough, it becomes what the old traditions called an egregore. I know how that sounds. Let me ground it before you write it off as spooky talk, because this concept is actually one of the most practical things I'm teach you all year. Think about a rumor. One person starts it, half true, emotionally charged, just believable enough. They tell two people, those two tell four. Within a week, that rumor has a life nobody individually controls anymore. Nobody's in charge of it. It just moves, gathers force, picks up details that ain't even true, and somehow gets more convincing the more it spreads, not less. You ever notice that? A lie told once is fragile. The same lie told by a crowd starts acting like fact. That's not metaphor. That's a thought form in its most basic everyday form. Collective belief plus collective emotion, building a structure that now has more momentum than any one person who's part of it. Now scale that up. A brand isn't just a logo. It's a thought form millions of people feed daily with attention and emotion, which is exactly why a brand can feel like it has a personality even though it's not alive, a national identity, a religious movement, a political tribe. These are egregores, real entities in the sense that they exert real pressure on real people's behavior, built entirely out of collective mental and emotional material, sustained only as long as people keep feeding them belief and feeling. Here's where it gets personal, and this is the part I actually want you walking away with. You got personal thought forms too, built the same way, just solo instead of collective. That recurring fear you carry, you've been feeding that thing for years, probably decades. Every time you rehearse the worry, you ain't just remembering it, you're reinforcing its architecture. Same way a crowd reinforces a rumor, that anxious what if that visits you every night around the same time. That's not a coincidence. That's a thought form that's learned your schedule. That's where just because you trained it through repetition, same way you train anything you fed consistently. And I need you to sit with this part specifically. A thought form doesn't care if it's true. It only cares if it's fed. That's the unsettling part and the liberating part at the same time. Unsettling because it means a lie you've told yourself for 10 years has real structural integrity by now, built brick by brick out of your own attention. Liberating because it means the thing has no power source of its own, none. It's borrowing all its power from you every single day. And the second you stop supplying that power, it doesn't fight back. It starves. So now the real question, how do you actually starve a thought form you've been unconsciously feeding your whole life, especially one that's old enough to feel like part of your identity? First thing, and this is non-negotiable, you got to see it as separate from you before you can do anything about it. This is harder than it sounds, because a thought form you fed long enough doesn't feel like a construction anymore. It feels like truth. It feels like just who I am. That's by design. The longer something gets fed, the more it disguises itself as identity instead of pattern. So step one is simply naming it, not fighting it, not even trying to remove it yet, just looking at the recurring fear, the recurring story, and saying out loud, if you need to, this is a thing I built. This is not me. This is a pattern I've been feeding. That single act of separation does more work than people expect. You can't starve something you still think is you. The moment you see it as separate, as a construct with a diet, not a fact with authority, you've already cut its strongest power source, which was your total identification with it. Second move, change what you feed it. Same principle from before about substitution applies here even harder, because a thought form built over years has serious momentum. You don't beat momentum with willpower alone. You beat it with redirected attention consistently over time. Every time that old fear thought form shows up looking for its usual meal, you don't argue with it. You don't even fight it. You simply decline to feed it that day, and you feed something else instead. A different thought, a different feeling, repeated with the same consistency the old one was built with. You're not destroying the old structure through force. You're building a new one strong enough that the old one collapses from lack of nutrition, same as anything does when its food source disappears. Now, collective egregores, the big ones, brands, movements, tribal identities, you can't single-handedly starve those, and that's not really your job anyway. But you can absolutely choose what you personally feed into them, and that choice matters more than people think. Every time you engage with outrage, you don't actually share something that triggers fear over something that builds clarity, or perform belonging to a group identity that doesn't actually reflect your values. You're donating your attention and emotion to an egregore's growth, whether you meant to or not. Sovereignty here doesn't mean disconnecting from the world. It means becoming conscious of what you're feeding and why, instead of feeding things on autopilot just because everybody around you is feeding it too. Here's your actual takeaway, the thing to carry past this video. You are, whether you realize it or not, a builder every single day with every thought you give real feeling to. The question was never whether you're constructing thought forms. You always were. The question is whether you're doing it consciously, deciding what gets built and what gets starved, or whether you're doing it on autopilot, letting old fears and borrowed beliefs construct your inner architecture for you, brick by brick, without your permission. You built it. You can unbuild it. Go feed something better today.